mean, if we just call it Independence Day instead of the 4th of July, then you could observe it on a Monday, right? Just like
Well,
Labor Day.
I've
Just
I've
like,
always I've always referred to it as Independence Day. Isn't that what it
yeah,
really is? It is Independence Day.
exactly.
So it happens to fall on the 4th of July. It's one of those
As it
few
happens.
holidays that has to be on a specific day. So
Oh,
what is
it's
it?
not
We've
okay.
got Armistice Day. I'm sorry, Veterans Day,
Yep.
and
Although, of course, if you're going to call it Veterans Day, then it doesn't matter what day it is.
yeah, yeah, that's always on November 11th, and so we always have to
Yeah.
deal with that. So, and then 4th of July, and then I guess what Christmas and New Year's are the only ones that are always sanctioned on the same day of
That's right.
on the
That's right.
calendar.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
because the other
everything else
ones
kind
can
of
all
floats
wander
around.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, Labor Day, Memorial Day,
They're all fake.
the various
They're all fake
President's Days.
holidays.
Well, we need to have some kind of holidays there.
Hmm.
We can't all work and no play is not as much fun as they say. So,
Yeah.
well, good. Well, hopefully Mr. David Plock will join us shortly. Otherwise,
But
this will be a
he
very
joined us about 4 minutes
oh
ago, actually.
oh there you go. I've got my stuff up, so I didn't hear the little bing
Mm.
as there we go.
Yes, I am here.
Sometimes the Discord makes a little sound.
Yep.
It did.
Okay.
You were just so enraptured by what I was saying.
That is always my problem, Michael. I'm
Hmm.
always
Yes, indeed.
enraptured. So, well, I was curious if you have any interest in playing La Bataille at Tempe in the there in the first part of the week. I've had a couple of people ask about it, and so I wasn't sure if you wanted to do that, um, or if you had any preferences one way or the other. So don't feel that you need to commit to anything right now. But I think
That question was directed at David.
David
I,
is not going to Tempe, are
No,
you?
I think it was directed to you.
oh,
Yeah.
gadzooks! I'm sorry. I thought because of the way you started it by saying if David joins us,
Oh, okay.
and then that was the next thing you said. So I was imagining, oh, okay, so you're talking to David. Okay,
That's it is frequently the case where
okay.
people I am not as clear as I could possibly be.
Oh,
So
who
this is why I
knows?
took up archery. I tie a note to the arrow and then I shoot it.
Mm.
And just like, Lancelot Squire in Monty Python, you will get the
Message for you,
message.
sir.
Message, sir.
Message for you, sir.
Exactly.
Um, I don't believe I will actually. In fact, I was in a text message conversation with a friend of mine that I played that Italy game
Salerno, was it Salerno 44
from
or?
from Salerno to Rome.
Okay, that's the one.
That was probably what 2 years ago, I guess,
Yeah.
at Tempe, and he's going to be back. Um, and then there's another fellow who's never been to Consum World before, named Rich. He's from the Chicagoland area, and so he's one of those guys that he's going to schedule your time because he knows he doesn't know very many people, and by golly, just every weekend I can count on some text messaging going on.
Right.
So anyway, so I'm pretty sure that I won't have time for any lava time.
Okay. Well, no worries then. I will follow up with these gentlemen and see what I can organize.
Alrighty.
And because otherwise, my first preference was to try to do something with you if you were available, and then if it's the case where you've already got some stuff committed, no worries. I know Albert's going to be engaged with all of the play testing on on that Civil War game that
Yeah,
he's been
the
helping design.
wilderness he's
Yep,
still working on.
yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah, that's interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah, I I gotta confess, it's always the most stressful part about any of these cons is just the whole scheduling, you know.
Yes.
And
Well,
somebody's like, well, I don't show up till Wednesday. You're like, okay, so then what does that mean? And of course, how long is a game gonna go? Well, gosh, with a lot of these monsters, who knows, right?
Yeah. Well, in some cases, it's, you spend half the day setting it up, you know?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. So anyway, I don't have anything firmed. Well, except my airfare. I mean,
right.
my travel is already figured out, but I don't have like days and specific things um, down yet. Now, refresh my memory on what your schedule looks like. You were going to be there early or late.
Yeah, I was just going to come in probably for the first 4, maybe 5 days tops.
Okay.
So come in on Saturday and probably bug out on Tuesday evening.
Okay.
Um, and so some of the guys that I played the Mont Saint Jean game with last year were interested in trying to organize something again.
Right.
And so I thought, oh, okay, well, we've got, there's 2 guys and then me. So then
Right.
maybe we have to find maybe a fourth person or something like that.
Right. Right.
So that's why I thought, oh, I'd see if you were interested.
Sure, sure.
So,
No, absolutely. And of course, you and I had some brief conversation about if that first victories game,
yeah,
came out, or
yeah,
if Ilau, or there are kind of a few of them that are kind of not quite ready yet. And if one of them had dropped, then probably you and I would have said, well, let's give that a whirl, just
yeah,
like we did Albuera, right?
yeah. I did. I mean, that was fun. The fixed bayonets game. I
Hmm.
did purchase the second one, the Busako.
Oh, did you?
I
Okay.
did. Yeah, yeah. And I actually I kind of like that rule system. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it
Right.
does remind me something like what we have here with bar, where you are picking which command you want to go with, kind of in the order that you want to try to have it go. And then it's got the friction of, can you get the commander to do what you want him to do, which
Or
I
is the
thought was an
commander
interesting concept, as opposed to just randomly drawing a chit and seeing who goes.
absolutely?
So I mean,
Yeah. Well.
I kind of having played bar now here for a little bit,
Yeah.
I can see the appeal with that, where you have um, a little bit more control over things, but
Right.
it's not 100%.
Well, but
So
what I like about, I mean, certainly the way Bar does it is you can do what you need to do, but
right,
there's no promise how many of them you're going to get to do.
yeah, yeah,
Right. And so I like that because really the pressure's on. It's like, do you need that guy to do something? Because if so, you may want to do it now, because it's not like I go, you go. So that's good. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, that'll probably chew up a good, probably your whole visit if you're only going to be there
yeah. If
maybe
we're
4 days,
gonna
right?
play, Dresden or Mont Saint Jean or one of those others,
Right.
that would probably suck up, you know, 3 days, and hopefully we'd be able to get to some sort of resolution
Oh
or
yeah.
close to it.
Right.
So,
Yeah. All
so
right. Well, that's
okay,
good.
cool,
That's
cool.
good. Then we will proceed ahead, and I don't know. I'm going to have to get somebody to show me um, the great battles of the American Civil War system again, because I think I told you, I played Into the Woods, with one of the play testers, and I was like, shoot, this is easy. And then I try reading the rules. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Well, and I think it has some crunchiness to it.
Hmm.
I haven't read through the rules, but yeah, at least from what I've heard, it's an excellent system. So
Well, and so many titles. I mean,
oh
that's the
yeah,
thing
yeah,
that
yeah,
really that makes the investment so much more worthwhile. Um, and I really like the way Into the Woods had lots of scenarios. It's not like you're committed to the full meal deal
right.
in order to play it. So that and the fact that there's just so many titles just means you've got a lot of value for your effort. I just need somebody to get me over the hump again. So we'll see how all that works.
Cool. All right. Well,
It's quite a set of rules, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just grown and grown and grown. And to be fair, I mean, if I had to just read the bar rules cover to cover, I'm not sure how well I would have done either, right? So
Well,
that's why I'm just hoping.
I can tell you what happened when we did that. We put everything back in the box, and I set it on a shelf, and I haven't looked at it for 20 years or whatever. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, speaking of which, it's time for us to start throwing some dice, I think.
I think it is, and that may be my cue.
Indeed.
And here we are, chucking a die. Big roll to start.
There
Big
we go.
roll. Now, of course, let's see. Where are we? It seems like we've got all the cavalry down south is probably activated, right?
Yeah, all of my cavalry has done its thing. None of
Okay.
my infantry has done anything yet.
Doesn't
And I don't
look
think
like
any of your stuff has done anything yet either. So,
No.
yeah, no, it was
No,
all,
boy,
all
that's
cavalry all the time.
yeah, all cavalry all day. Well, yeah, okay, all right. Well, that's interesting. Well, so if that's the case, then gosh, a wing. Um, well, then maybe what we ought to do is Lechtwitz up by Kaj,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I mean he's within range of the king, so I don't even have to roll. So we could just do a wing activation for both sides of his command.
That sounds like a good idea. Make it happen.
Brilliant.
Now, do we
Brilliant.
need to move the turn marker forward on the 11th?
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we
Okay.
do. Well done, you. Yeah, yeah. There we go. Yeah. Seemed like we had rolled so many times without needing to in last week that I'd forgotten all about it. Okay. Now here's one reason why maybe it wouldn't be worth doing.
Kleist is out of
Kleist
position.
is, I guess his back row are in command, but his front row are all out of command.
Yep.
Oh, well.
You just move him right over the top.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm not worried.
Well, do you have something like communicating battalions or communicating regiments?
Mm, um,
Yeah, none of the guys that are in front are the same regiments that are in the back.
no, they're not. So
Yeah.
no, that good idea, but no dice. So,
Well, plan
right.
better next time.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be my guess. I guess the other thing I'm going to do, I mean, I'm okay with the fact that those guys in the front are out of command. I mean, it's disappointing, but whatever.
Well, they could
I'll
do a
also
little
act.
musketry, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, because they don't need permission to do that,
Right.
and I was only going to move the guys behind him anyway, so it's no big deal. All right, well then we'll go ahead and carry on then. I will also activate these 12 pounders on the road behind,
Okay.
mostly because I wanted to give these routing guys somewhere to route if they don't rally.
Yes. Don't have to go with the top.
It's the one problem about being stuck between two ponds, right? Not really very many places to go. So clear the lane, please. All right. I think there is no disordered units that need to be dealt with. And let's see. I guess I could go ahead and activate these artillery units down here just on the left flank of the guys, because why not? And let's see what else we get then. They are both prolong only. So if I choose to fire them, they can't move. But we'll take a look at that. So, all right, I think we are all good to go. I'm going to do this just so we're all clear about what's going on there. And then we will go to the fire segment. And so we'll start these guys. Interesting. What's the effect of the field works on fire combat? Times half.
Field works. Yes. Fire value times half.
It's half for both the
Half.
heavy and the lights. Interesting. Okay. All right.
So it's basically
fire
having
strength.
your fire strength, right?
Right. Yeah. Which that's fair.
So if you have a fire strength of 20, it's half to 10. Is that my understanding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. So just trying to figure out what arrangement I would want to do here, because that would be 8. So it'd be 1 to 1.5. What the hell? All right, so we'll go ahead and do this one here. He'll go ahead and fire at his neighbor in front of him, because that's what you do with neighbors. It's going to be times 4, I expect, because, less Prussians in our guns.
Yeah, those are the musketeers. I think they're
Musketeers,
a little bit better
right?
than the
So that's
Fusiliers.
going to be 1.5 to 1, and there are 7 increments in the target hex, so it's just going to be straight up 1.5 to 1, and that's going to be a big zip. Okay, so then we will. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. I'm not really sure if this really makes a whole lot of sense, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'll have these two both firing up here.
Well, this guy's a
would be
big fat target here, right? He's
Oh
13
goodness, I didn't see the
13
unit under
increments.
him.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see the unit under
So
him. Yeah,
that should
okay.
give you
Yeah.
a
No,
little bit
no,
of a
that
bonus, right?
yeah, no, it certainly would, absolutely. So it's only going to be 8, so it's going to be 1 to 1.5, but it will be plus 15 for target size.
Why is it
So
1 to
we'll-
1.5? Oh, because
Uh,
it's 8. Oh, so sorry. I'm thinking it was the other way around.
2 hex range.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. So
Oh,
You know-
that's-
that's pretty special. Now, I'm not sure if this guy firing actually makes any sense at all at this point, because he would only be firing 4, so it'd be 1 to 3, so it's probably a waste of time. Except maybe I get a special result and whack the leader. So what the hell, I'll fire because it don't cost nothing. That's not going to be enough. All right. And then down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the range to that front unit. It's a 12-pounder. 6 is times 5.
Yeah. So that's going to be 10.
So it'd be 1 to 1 against that guy if I decide to go ahead and shoot. Yeah.
What about this hex here? You've got guns and guys. It's the same range of 6.
Yeah, it'll be -5 for the differential
Oh,
in,
for the height.
but that's fine. But that's fine because it'll be plus a lot too. So, yeah, I think that one actually is more attractive. I was thinking that this guy was in the field work, so probably not. But this guy not being in the field works, he's just a big target. So he's actually 16 in size.
So each increment counts as 4 infantry increments. Is that correct?
For artillery, yes.
Oh,
For
okay.
cavalry, it's 2.
Okay.
So plus 16 gives us a plus 20 on the die roll, minus 5 for the uphill shooting. So plus 15 at 1-to-1. So almost a 50-50 chance.
Oh, that's a good roll.
That is going to
Fire
be a good
combat plus
roll.
15. Well, that's going to be
plus 15. That's going to be 10 something.
Well, no, that's going to be 108, right? No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be 108, which is going to mean 2 hits, no morale check because it's an odd number. So let's talk about how that works, because this hasn't come up very often. When we apply losses,
Mm-hmm.
When artillery is stacked on top of infantry, this is 12.9G on page 24, fire combat losses are distributed between the artillery and the infantry, with the infantry always taking the first SP loss and artillery the second, halved if 12.9F applies, which I'll have to remind myself. SP losses for unlimbered artillery are halved, drop fractions when fired on exclusively by artillery at a range greater than minimum, which does apply in this case. So that means, well, let's take a look at the example of 12.9G. An infantry artillery stack with artillery on top suffers a 3 fire combat result. Infantry loses the first and third strength points, the artillery the second, but that's halved if 12.9F applies. The total infantry SP loss is 2, and the artillery loses 1 or none if 12.9F applies. If the result had been 4, the infantry loss would have still been 2, and the artillery would have been 2, but even though it was halved, it actually would have applied a loss. So because this was purely artillery fire, and because it was more than my minimum fire range, then I would have needed to get 4 in order to decrement the artillery, because that's halved. So basically that 2 just became a 1 effectively. So one loss for the infantry there.
So, and then what counts as
Wrong one.
minimum
yeah, that's right.
range? So like point blank
Um,
range?
Oh, that's weird. Usually they put an asterisk next to all the minimum ranges on the fire combat multiples table, but for some reason it's not there.
Oh, here
Well,
it says bold. Artillery
Yeah.
multipliers in bold.
It's
are
hard to
minimum
see.
range.
Bold, bold. Yeah, you're right. It's subtle, isn't it?
So it looks
It's
like
usually
it's 3 hexes or less.
usually 3 hexes or less.
Yeah.
Yes, that is the ordinary way of thinking about it. So okay, well that's fair. You know,
Okay, cool, interesting.
that's how baseball goes. So okay, fair enough then. All right, well then, so we've done all the fire combat, so now we can start thinking about doing movement. And so we will go ahead and do movement. We will do a little bit of
So the other unlimited artillery is not going to fire right now.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I guess strictly speaking, there. We'll just do that because he's done for the turn because he can't fire and prolong at the same turn. But he's just turned 1, and he'll move over 1 here.
Now, do I get 1 shot while you're turning?
Well, yes and no.
I get a half.
It's halved and halved again because it's obstructed line of fire and because you're disordered. So yeah.
So that is Fusiliers. Austrian Fusiliers are ×2.
Doesn't matter. He missed.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be, yeah, you'd have to get lucky for some lead to catch him.
You could do it again.
Right. All right.
Still don't think that's going to be enough because, I mean, you're going to only be firing. I mean, it's going to be 1 to 3, right?
Probably.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
it's not enough.
There's no way it's going to be
He
any more
needed
than that. So.
he needed 100 plus. It looks like, right? Oh no, there's
Yeah.
opportunity fire. Yeah, opportunity fire.
That's right. There was a chance for a disorder check and all that. That's true. Yeah. All right. Ba-da-ba-dee. Let me go ahead. Whoops. Other way. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm gonna move him up here and hope that he does better this time than he did last time, because God help us, it was pretty pathetic previously. What are you gonna do?
Other
right.
poor sods got shot to pieces, I think.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think actually well, first of all, they're not very good, right? I mean, their effectiveness ratings like in the 30s somewhere, and they have failed checks several times while we've been at this. So, good times. All right, let's go ahead and move some other folks here. Let's move 1, 2, 3. Like that. As these things just go blazing through the town, impressing all the neighbors.
Well, I'm sure it will be very impressive when they finally have a chance to unlimber and do something.
I expect so. I
Yeah.
expect so. So, all right. So then let's see. 1, 2, because we can do all the oblique marching we want, right?
Yep. It's good to be the Prussians.
It's good to be the Prussians, yeah. 3. Who is that under there? Oh, okay. All right. 1. I'll refresh my memory. God,
The
keep
slope
going
is an
back.
extra 1.
The slope is an extra 1. Okay. Thank you.
I'm
1,
pretty sure, yeah, it's a
2,
plus
3, 4. Well, that's what too many games.
Yep. No, you're
Too
telling
many
me.
games. Too many terrain effects charts. Yes, you're right. It is. It has no effect on cavalry charging. That was the part that's hard to get your brain wrapped around.
Right.
Okay. And then let's see. 1, 2, 3. And wow. Boy, my mouse is really twitchy today. Okay, I think that's it. And then I will move the wing leader over here. Yeah. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, I think that's going to be it then. And then we'll go ahead and attempt to do close combat here and see if Kleist is able to get these guys to go in. And we'll see.
Ah.
And,
Well.
and that's why I threw the question up there, because
So that's
those guys are a hell of a lot better.
Oh,
but not
you
good
just
enough.
Missed it. Just
Not
missed
quite.
it by 1.
Needed to be an 18.
Wow.
Mad skills, brothers. Mad skills. Okay, so they are
they're
now shaken,
now? Okay.
which is not at all great.
Shaken
But
but
that's
not
life.
stirred. That is.
That's right.
Trust me,
Right.
I've had plenty of those that happened last
Mhm.
time. All this cavalry ready to get its revenge, and then they all fail. Fail. So we need to
Um,
have commissars out there
that's
with our
right.
troops. You will make the attack.
To encourage the others, as Voltaire
Exactly.
would say. All right. Well, that was it. That was a big fat whiff.
Well,
Whole lot of nothing. I will go ahead and take these out of command markers off because they no longer mean anything. And it's Eric's roll.
here we go. Let's see what we get. 41. That's another one for us.
Yep.
So
All right.
things are happening on with your guys. So why don't you go ahead and take another activation, I guess.
Well, that's an interesting one. Trying to figure out exactly what I would want to do. These guys are all still in road, it looks like, but they're not marked there in road. So,
Well, and it's a wing activation, isn't it?
no, I don't think 4 is enough. I think you need doesn't it need to be a 5?
5. Yeah.
Well, where
Yeah.
do you look at it? Where is it on
Well, it's on the king's
okay.
on the king's unit himself. That's that
Okay.
5 there.
Yeah, I was looking at the loss chart because they got the stats up there, and I thought, well,
Yeah.
that's easier. And I just see +4. I'm like, oh, it only
Yeah,
takes
plus-
a 4.
+4, right? Yeah.
So the +4
Okay.
is for him helping people with morale. No, for combat, right?
No. The +4 is his initiative rating.
Right.
Oh,
Mine
so
is plus
We're
3.
comparing his initiative rating to the
Oh,
other
okay,
commander's
okay.
initiative rating. That's his command rating. That is the reason why we get +1 relative
Right.
to David on the initiative rolls, and gives you a little bit of latitude of maybe using one of those to help improve your army morale roll die roll.
Right.
You could use 1 or 2 of those. You could go down to +2 and temporarily lose those, but use them for rallying
For
purposes
improving
effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. I'm looking at these guys and I'm trying to find the commander. Where is he?
Where are you at?
It's my Veed.
Oh,
I'm just trying to find where the commander is.
who's he part of?
Well, so these are the units.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's him right there.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like his troops. So I just, for some reason, I didn't process exactly who they were.
Got to get him to dress up a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to, stay with the boys,
Right.
but it's another thing to look exactly like them. There's limits here. All right. I guess I will go ahead and do him just because I want to get prepared for these knuckleheads who are coming across the creek. Don't want
Right.
to get caught in column. So I don't know that he's got any guys that really need anything. Everyone's close enough to be reachable. This is all part of Heinrich's command. He's got 2 units, one's 3 and one's 2.
Yep, so he's got
Okay.
5 battalions altogether.
Yeah, 3 of them are still on the road, and 2 of them are kind of deployed. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, very good. Then I will go ahead and proceed with them. I mean, I'll roll for him, but he's not going to. It doesn't. Okay. Well, he's clearly activated. He probably didn't need it. No, he almost certainly didn't, considering where the king is. All right. So if I want to take these guys out of road, that's going to cost 1 right there. So now they're in march column, and if I wanted to rearrange them a little bit, then it would cost me 2 to face west, it looks like. The other west. So that's 2, and so that's 3, and that's enough. I don't need to do anything more than that. This unit here, same thing. We'll go ahead and be in March column at a cost of 1. And then we will 2, 3, and 4. And then this guy will come up, and that'll be 1, and that'll be 2 to take that off, and then 3, 4 for that. So those guys are more or less in position there. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, and then I'll just go ahead and put the commander with him. And that's it.
Okie doke.
Just preparing a welcoming committee for y'all.
Ah,
So over to you, David.
I like to be welcome.
97. Big number.
Good.
Another activation for you.
All right, and another advance of the end turn marker. Okay. Now, David's going to get a good laugh. In fact, he may have already had one, but he's going to get a good laugh at my expense because I managed to get some of these troops into the woods. And as David learned to his chagrin at Monmouth, formation changes in the woods take up all your movement.
Oh, really? Interesting.
All of it. And even worse, I'm in road column, which means I got to do it twice before I can actually be in line.
So, what would have been better would have been to have, well, I mean, even then it costs 2 to move through the woods if you're in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I could have probably done one of the 2 out of the woods. And so I'm in march column, so then I could march through the woods still pretty fast.
Right.
And then do just one formation change in the woods. But like I said, I wasn't paying attention and was like, oh, crap.
Well, this
But,
guy
you
is
know.
not in road. And this one is. Am I looking at that correctly? So
You
there's-
are looking at that
yeah.
correctly, and I'm actually trying to figure out.
And he wouldn't actually have been able to go from
I-
road to wood.
I agree.
last time.
You're exactly right, because the only way he could have done that is if he'd used an entire turn, and he hasn't had an entire turn in which to do it. I'm guessing what I did is I just spent one movement point at the end of his last movement and put him into
Put
into
it in
March from there.
column, Yeah.
So yeah, see, there's the other reason why it would have been better to put everybody into march column when they were still out of the woods, because then they'd all be able to pack up 1 hex apart.
Yeah.
But now I'm not going to be able to pack up that way. So yeah, I think what I'm trying to say is I effed this up pretty good. Okay. So that's Conacher, and he's okay. So what do we want to do? Do we want to back everybody up 1 hex? I guess that's what we need to do. It's kind of a pain in the ass. But I mean, I guess
I would, just say he's in road, whatever, and go from there.
It's either that or you
Okay.
move him 1 hex forward. Right? Because if you hadn't spent the
Well,
one
yeah, but
movement
that's-
point, then he would have been there instead.
Yeah, that right
And so
there.
then he'd be in road in these 2 hexes.
Oh, I
Right.
take your meaning.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
that makes okay. I like that. That makes
I go,
sense. Okay, so he's actually there. He's in road. Unsurprisingly, he comes out of road.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can live with that. And who is he? He's Kilo November. Okay. Oh my gosh, do they make this miserable? Um, just because I'm looking at these guys up here who are part of his command,
Yep.
but what are they called? Vede
Vede.
Fusiliers.
Yeah.
It's like it's the same 4 people on both sides. Make up some new names, boys. Okay. All right. So then just so we're clear, he's only got these 2.
He just looks like he's only got the 2 regiments, right?
Okay, so he's got the 2 that are on the road, so I'll pull him out of road order.
Yep.
So that's his whole movement. These guys will go ahead and advance 1, 2.
And then 3 would put them in the woods if they were going that way. Right? Because it looks like they could move. They have
1, 2.
If they're in march column, it only costs 1 to move into the woods.
3 is what you're saying is basically he'd be there.
Or you could
but he's
here.
in,
You
but
just
he's
put
in,
him in line, and then
yeah.
You could
No,
march him.
I think it makes more sense to put him in.
Put him in line here.
1. Okay, so how about I do this? I'm going to put him in line to the left, which is I think only going to cost me 1. So it'll be that way. That's going to be he's now at 2. And then that'll be 3, 4. I keeps not wanting to center him in the hex. There we go. That's 4.
Okay.
Okay. Shwoo. Wasn't expecting the Spanish Inquisition there. All right. This is going to be 1 for this guy because he's going down the slope. And then we come to the obnoxious part where what do I want to do? That'd be 2, 2.5.
Line, or you could do line to the left and then 1, 3, 4. So
yeah, I was just trying to decide where I wanted him at the end of all of this. Did I want him here? Did I want him here? And was it worth marching through these grenadiers, even though it was going to cause a disruption possibility? And I think probably not. All right, so he spent 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That'll do for the moment. Well, I am still having trouble getting it to land in the right spot. And that'll be it for him. But mostly I just wanted those Fusiliers up there just to make sure you stay where you are and don't come out and try to attack that column while he's still getting formed up.
Cool.
I suspect that's ample enough to keep you behind the earthworks where you're safer anyway. All right. Well, then I think that's it. I will go ahead and roll because I guess it's my turn, right?
Yep.
Oh,
And true to form, we get a special result because that's what I do.
3. It's hidden pawns.
Hidden pawns?
Infantry command is activated, but all clear hexes cost double plus disorder check.
Okay, so let's read a little bit more detail on that one because I suspect David gets to pick.
I think so.
Here we go. The Austrian player, this is page 12, 7.2d. The Austrian player picks any Prussian infantry command on the north or south maps that have not yet been activated. This command is activated, but for every unit of the command that is not using road movement and is on levels 1 through 3, elevation levels, all terrain costs for clear hexes on elevation levels 1 through 3 are doubled. In addition, for the affected units, every clear hex is considered an affecting terrain for movement actions disorder check, and for Series Rule 8.7. Also, the affected units of this command may not rapid march or use their 2-hex firing range, presumably because the battalion guns are all,
Soggy.
you know, yeah. Any artillery units within the command range of the leader. Any artillery units within command range of the leader of the command that was chosen are marked as finished. Now that's interesting. I've never noticed that before. Marked as finished. Doesn't say they activate or get to fire or anything. Just finished. So actually, that's an interesting thing to look at there, David.
Yeah.
I mean, all things held equal, if you can just force some of the enemy's artillery to have to shut up.
And
Okay.
speaking of finish, you actually have an artillery unit that should have
Yeah.
a finish marker on there. But
Yep, there it is. And this one too. So, oh, darn it.
so
Actually, there are a lot of them that need finish markers, but I think I got them all now.
Boy, they'll just let anybody in here, won't they?
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Alan, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. How is life treating you?
Not too bad. Doing a
Good. Are
bit of
you in?
work and enjoying the nice weather and getting ready to maybe finish off this scenario on play testing once
Cool.
Al gets here. Yeah.
Well, good. Are you and Albert play testing tonight?
Yes. Yes. Kind of
Cool.
a
Yeah, I always see you in one of the other rooms when we leave out of here.
yeah. That's us. We're working on stepping into hell in the wilderness in 1864.
Right.
I think that was pretty much all of it, wasn't it?
No, we're play testing one particular scenario.
I'm just thinking that name could probably apply pretty broadly. That's all.
Oh, yes, it could. Yeah, it could, but this especially since it's 90% of the hexes are wooded.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
Good
Yeah.
times. Good
and
times.
it's the only game in the system where woods does not have a modifier to shock results.
Hmm.
It's
Interesting.
Yeah, it does have an effect on fire results, but not shock, because I guess it's pretty much it banjaxes everybody equally, so
I guess so.
there's no advantage.
I guess
And-
so. That's funny.
Yeah, and when 90% of the real estate is
Right.
woods and thicket,
Just stop
Yeah.
counting it. One less thing to have to calculate, right?
right.
That's
So
funny.
yeah, it's a pretty interesting scenario. It's a Longstreet's flank attack, and the Confederates basically launched this cobbled together division with brigades from several other divisions and the division that is launching it, and the guy in command of the whole shebang is Longstreet's aide de camp, Oxley Sorrell. They just go barreling into this already chewed up Union flank that's kind of hanging out in the air. And it's pretty wild because they're densely packed in this forest, and there's a lot of already collapsed or near collapsed units.
Hmm.
So every retreat is just like fraught with horrors, a lot of units passing through other units, and a lot of route rot and all of that craziness. And yeah, it's pretty freewheeling.
Good times.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah. I kind of when I was putting together the Vassal module for the playtest team. When I got to that scenario and I was, setting it up, I was like, wow, this one looks like fun. I might want to play this. And of course, Albert heard me, and the rest
Yeah,
is history.
busted, busted.
Yep,
Yeah.
busted.
All right.
Yeah, so we're gearing up for our Gettysburg get together in 2 weeks.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's going to be just oodles of fun. So we'll be playing a full boat scenario of stepping into hell. There'll be a Gettysburg, 3 days of Gettysburg game going on with a new East Cavalry Field map.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, and there'll be a new version of River of Death, Chickamauga, with a new map. Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
I've been to that battlefield, so I'm definitely interested in that battle. That's
Yeah,
it's easier to visualize. Speaking of which, just because it's the beginning of July and because it just showed up, different system, but I'm going to say it. I got a Most Fearful Sacrifice. The
Yeah.
3 days at Gettysburg just showed up the other day, so I just put it out on the table. That's a pretty enormous map too, but a pretty
Yeah,
short
it
set
is.
of rules. So I'm
Yep.
hoping I can get counters pushing. I don't know. It just depends on how serious my boss is about me working tomorrow.
That's a mounted map too, isn't it?
It is. In fact, the
Yeah.
box was like 12 pounds. It was absurd because
Yeah.
it was huge and mounted.
Right.
Yeah, so it was really big. But
Yeah, that game is well regarded.
yeah,
I figure it's probably going to get a Charlie this year.
probably. I saw it at Consim World last year and I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, of course, it's a Rick Barber map, so it's gorgeous.
Right. I think it was. I think it actually was the last map he worked on before he passed.
Might have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have been. But just, practically frameable. It's just so nice to
Right.
look at. So.
Yeah.
So have we stalled long enough, David, for you to have an idea of
Wait for it. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little whatever. I'm gonna pick Manstein or Stein, whatever his name is there.
All right, I'm going to duck out and leave you guys to it.
All right. Take care, Alan.
Yeah.
Have a great
All
Fourth.
right.
Good to
You
chat
too.
with you. Okay.
All of you.
Bye.
All right.
So that guy.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that was the one that made the most sense, honestly.
Yeah, 'cause the artillery, the only other artillery's too far away to really. I'm not worried about it yet.
Right. Yeah, it's distance. It's probably just for future reference it might be helpful, but in this case it doesn't really do us much. So, yeah. Now the interesting part about this is I guess I could just stand still.
You could.
And obviously that's the effect, is that I wouldn't have stood still, but now I have to. So obviously these are also grenadiers with some serious high value. On the other hand, I can't get close enough to you with all these guys without having to rapid march, which is just then having to run the even higher risk of going into disorder. So yeah.
So just so that I understand, so Manstein was selected, and so he's got basically this line of grenadiers here.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, so
it would cost him. So this chap here would cost 2 to move into that hex.
That's right.
Right.
Okay.
And then
they'd
course,
have
it
to
would
make a
be
morale check.
5 to move into that hex.
Oh, okay.
Because it's plus
'Cause then he's
1
gotta
more
turn.
for enemy zone of control.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot about
Easy
that.
to forget. That's
Yeah.
why I made sure to mention it. But
Right.
yeah, so
And he also has to do disorder checks on each one of those moves, right?
well, yeah, each one adds 5 to a disorder check.
Yep.
So between plus 5 on each one of those hexes, and then on top of that, that one of my units for sure would end up that unit, for example, would have to rapid march to get there. Well, that's going to be another plus 10. It starts making very little sense.
Yeah.
Even with really good units, it's like, I'll just come in next turn.
Yeah. So it acts as if they got caught in marshy stuff.
Yeah, or
Right.
almost, if you wanted to think about it, um, really kind of designed for effect. It could be that actually they were affected by it last turn,
Right.
and they just made it to this location, and we're like, okay, let's get our act together. Who knows, right?
Cool.
So, all right, well, that's that, and I guess I rolled it, so I'll roll
Yep.
again.
Roll again. 51.
And unfortunately, that was exactly what I was then going to activate Manstein with. But, that's how baseball goes. All right. Um, hmm. Trying to think about what do I do next, given that he's already in use. Who's the next guy behind here on the road? That is
Got Braunschweig and Panwitz.
Panwitz. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
That's the one. And here I am looking at the wrong order of battle, and I'm not finding the guy I want. Okay, so that's 6. Okay. All right. So then let's see. Let's think of what would be a whole lot better. Well, I don't need to roll to activate him because goodness knows the king's standing right there. And is that the whole? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is that. He is the rest of that. Because he's all 6 of those battalions. All right. I'm wondering if maybe the right thing to do is how much is that going to cost? All right, I'm going to go ahead and activate him. And if I take this guy out of road column, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3.5 because of the slope.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure we're on the same page there. All right. And then he'll stop. And then the next guy will back him out of road order as well. And that's 1. That's 1.5. That's 2.5. That's 3. That's 3.5. And oh, to hell with it. 4.5. 5. And we'll roll for a disorder check for him. Not a problem. Don't know if it really matters a whole lot where I do this. That's 1. That's 1.5. Coming out of road, that's now 2.5. That's going to be 3.5, and that's going to be 4. 4.5 and 5.5. What the heck? 0.5 is going to be a special result on a disorder check A, which is going to be what? It's going to be if the unit's printed ER is 26 plus, reroll with a plus 10. Okay.
So
it is plus 10. All right. Whoop. I did not mean to do that. There we go. I will flip those guys back over and roll again, plus 10. And they are disordered. But apparently the commander already suspected that they were, suspect, right? Because otherwise, Why was he still with them? All right, that's one. That's two. That's 2.5. It'll be 3.5 to bring him out. And that's going to be 4.5 and 5. And we'll roll for disorder. He's okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 3.5, 4.5. And then we'll just make it 5.5 and roll for disorder. And he's disordered. And for some reason, disorder is under morale, so I keep struggling to find it. All right, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, and then 5 to come out of road order. And we'll roll for a disorder check for him. And he's okay. All right, so we'll move the wing commander on top of this guy. And I think that's it.
Now, my question is, I have an independent command. Can it
Yes, sir.
go during this phase,
Okay.
or does it have to be within range of your guy?
No, it does. Okay, so let's be clear. An independent command?
Yeah, Winterfeld is independent.
Okay. Okay. So the difference is this. An independent command gets an activation just like any other command.
Okay.
The only difference is that it doesn't need to trace
Command to somebody.
command to the king.
Okay.
Can put himself in command. An independent unit can go during another formation's activation.
That's what I was trying to figure
Winterfeld
out.
is a completely separate command, and so he would get his own activation.
Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. I'm like, shoot, can I move him when you guys are moving? And I couldn't remember.
Exactly.
So, okay.
Right. All
no
right. So
worries.
I am done with that, and it is your role, Eric.
All right, here we go. 52. All right. So
David's wishing he would ever get to play this game.
Yeah.
eventually. So that is
So-
a wing activation for what it's worth.
Oh, so it is. So
Yeah.
it is. So the other thing, for what it's worth, is that I've moved all my guys who,
That aren't on the road.
Right.
yeah. Although actually, no. I don't know. I'm actually thinking that the front of that column probably shouldn't stay in road order.
Yeah, this one down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody behind him probably can, but he probably shouldn't because he's getting too close to the enemy. And unfortunately, he is a really large command.
Right.
So don't need to do it now, but just keep in the back of your mind that it would help me because I'd be able to get them deployed some.
So,
But if you've got
right.
something you want to do with your wing activation, by all means, although obviously Winterfeld wouldn't be part of a wing.
Right. So, but I based on I thought the rules that we were playing, if I
Yep.
activate guys down here, then we can't jump back over to your half of the army.
You are, well, or if we do, it means that all that you get for that detachment is limited activations.
Ah, okay.
It's not like you can't go back and forth. It's just that once you've started a detachment, you got to keep doing it or basically surrender the ability to do full activations.
Right. So if I do Winterfeld, he's independent, and so therefore doesn't matter.
And he's not part of the
Yep,
detachment.
he's not part of the detachment.
Okay, all right. Well, then in that case, yeah, you could go ahead and do him
Yeah.
if you
So I
want.
can move him, and then,
Yep.
Depending on what we get, you can move your guys up
Yeah.
into that gap
Right.
between the artillery and whatever else if you want to do that. So, all right. So let's go ahead. So we're down here with Winterfeld's Grenadiers. So 1, 2, 3. And going across the stream, well, the stream isn't anything there, right? 1,
Yeah,
2.
it's so weird because it affects cavalry charge, but nothing else, right?
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hooray. All right, and then now the guns, though, could fire, right? These guys are independent. I mean, the artillery is independent, right?
Yep.
Okay, so then I could take
Absolutely,
a
yeah.
shot with them, and then I could move them since they
Yes.
can fire and go. Okay.
Well, you should have taken your shot before you moved to that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so used to La Bataille where we move first and shoot later.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
all right. So for what it's worth, and they can't combine. They've got to shoot at separate units. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9.
I'm thinking the answer is yes.
Okay. All right.
I'm
That's good
pretty
to know.
sure that you have to either have a special leader, or you need to be under your
They have to be stacked.
your minimum. Well, yeah, stacked together, or under your minimum range.
All right. So they're neither of those. Oh,
Right.
they can hardly do a damn thing. They're only
You-
times 1. Yeah.
Right.
So it's going to be astronomical to astronomical odds, I guess. And then there's a -5 because of the
Right.
height difference.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't think there's a way. So, I mean, the best I could do is get a special result, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll have, let's see, I'll have this guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He'll fire there on that guy. So here we go. Let's see what we get. Nope, nothing. And then this guy will fire here on that guy. And nothing. Okay, and then they will inch forward. Pink, pink. Okay. All right, and then we put a little finished marker on them. Okay. All right, that's it for me. So that
Okay.
was my roll. So now it's David's roll.
12.2R.
04.
0-4.
Something exciting for the Austrians.
Yeah.
04. Command confusion. Other player picks one of your commands which may be finished. Initiative required. Well, let's see. He's got Spada down here. Wouldn't be bad to get that finished so he can't do anything with them against my heavies.
Yeah, that certainly makes sense. And is that the only one he's got left down there?
Well, he's still got, I think, Haddock somewhere. Although
Oh, I thought-
Haddock is dead. Or I don't know.
Oh,
Did
well-
Haddock go or is Haddock dead? I can't remember where Haddock's at. Let's look in the... Yep, Haddock is dead. So I don't know if he activated or not.
do you recall, David?
Actually, no, I don't recall.
For what it's worth, probably a good practice would be if the guy gets killed once he's flipped over, put him flipped over in the graveyard so you remember for the rest of that turn that he's
I think
he's
Haddock-
already activated.
I think Haddock did.
Oh, yeah,
think
because
he
some of
was
you
already-
guys... Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I had there was that thing I could possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Haddock did.
Okay, so that's the only
Okay.
one that's down there. He's moved everybody else. Spada is the only one that's
I
he hasn't
I
done
think-
anything with yet.
I think that's a reasonable one to do.
Yeah.
This one wasn't yet, was it? No.
Uh,
The one that, I don't know who his officer
Aguirre,
is.
but Aguirre got killed. He
He's
was
Right.
over
dead
here
too,
and he
isn't
got
he?
killed too.
Yeah,
But
but
he
he had
did not
not
activate. He hadn't activated yet. I know he hadn't.
You're right.
So
All
he could
right, so you
still
got a
possibly do
couple
it.
to choose from then.
Yeah. Let's see which one is going to be more problematic. Probably Spada. We'll see what we can do. So
All
you
right.
have to roll. If you fail your initiative roll, then they're finished. Is that correct?
So I
Yeah,
Okay.
roll once or I roll twice?
one die.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Oh, is it one of those?
that's what I.
It's command confusion. Um,
Initiative required. I don't know.
where is it? Oh, here it is. Must roll 2. Yes, quite so. If he fails both, he's marked as finished. If he passes 1, he's activated with half of his movement points.
Okay.
If he does both, then he's activated without penalty. So,
Okay.
So we got a 1 and
that's-
a 4.
okay.
This was Spada.
See what he is. He's a
3.
3.
So he activated
he's
with half.
Yep.
Half movement. Okay. And no rapid march is allowed, nor may it initiate any close combats, attach units, or activate independence. So, really being half confused is pretty troublesome.
Yep. So I can't charge anything. Is that correct?
That's
You
correct.
can't
No
initiate close combat. Yeah. So that's the real problem.
All right. Well, first, do I have any disorders with that? Okay. Am I allowed to remove any disorders?
Yeah, I mean it's a regular
Yep,
activation, so
Yep, it is. Otherwise, a normal activation.
Okay. All right. So this guy back here is part of him. So we'll see. He doesn't have to be in range to, right?
No,
No.
not at all.
Okay. All right. So, oh,
Okay, then.
now he's just shaking.
with,
We are
with
organized
feeling.
now.
Oh, wrong way. All right. So they can move 3. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right. So let me see where my other ones are. Okay. So I got this stack here.
And that's about it.
Other than routed ones, right?
And then these ones that are back here,
All right.
but they're out of command.
So they did. Oh, this is probably stupid, but 1, 2, 3.
Does it cost? Oh, it's not my zone of control. Does cavalry cost extra to move into a space, or is it only infantry that costs more to move into a space?
I think it's only during movement segment that matters. So during charge, in other words, it wouldn't.
Right, but during the movement segment, moving in would cost 2
Into an
movement
EZOC.
points. Right, into
Right.
an EZOC.
Yeah, it's just that, of course, usually cavalry don't move into an EZOC
Right.
because they charge in instead, so it kind of doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if they were to for some reason, it would cost them extra.
Cool.
And let's see what's so. No, I don't like that. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's go. One, 2, 3. And let's see. And the officer, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
For what it's worth, I'm pretty sure officers are half a movement point per hex.
Yeah, in the clear, it's
Yeah.
half. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you can blast across the field in a hurry with these
Well,
guys.
yeah, I just
In
want
fact, to be honest, I kind of often don't bother counting because
Yeah.
it's so obvious.
so yeah, I think that's all right.
Cool.
Okay.
And I guess I roll again, huh?
Yep, that was a special result thing. That's a tie.
Tie, and that moves the.
Oh yeah. it
Okay.
the
Moves
marker
up
up.
one more. We're getting close to the end there.
Yep.
And another one for you.
Okay, you said that with a sound of displeasure, sir.
All right. So why don't you go ahead and keep moving your stuff?
Yeah, I'll
and
go ahead.
then if we've got stuff left, I'll shuffle my guys around.
Okay.
Deck chairs
All
on
right.
the Titanic kind of a thing here.
Oh, no deck chairs here. All right, I guess we're going to do Shawning. Here I'm looking for him.
He's right here.
Right, there we go. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do him just because he's leaving the road. So, all right. So let's see. Nothing else to do other than move. So we'll just go ahead and move. That's going to be 1, 2, undo.
I like the disappearing act myself, but hey,
Yeah.
Oh no, you don't want us to have that ring of invisibility though, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be careful. All right, so that was 3 to get rid of that, and then 4 to put him into line facing that way. All right, and then 1, 2. Yeah, I guess I need to do the same thing. Not, I am going to do the same damn thing. Okay, here we go. And we'll put that.
Got Elijah Woods there.
It's all very familiar. Okay. The rest of them, I will probably just march on up. Because, wow, is that really all of them are his? Oh, that's Bevern at the back. Okay. There, how's that for cheating?
We don't mind. It gets the job done.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, isn't it? All right, there we go. All right, so at least we got somebody out front to run interference
There
for
you go.
everybody else, and that'll do. So, whose role is it next? Is it
It's
mine?
your turn. Yeah, it's your
All
role.
right, very good. There we go. That's going to be another tie
Yeah.
and another.
Oh, push of the.
We're
of
up
the
to
thing, yeah.
9, so we're very close to the end. We'll roll again.
Ah.
90.
Some sort of special thing here. Leader
Your
initiative.
initiative.
Pick one command for free movement segment only. Initiative required. Well, you could move those guys that didn't move because they stopped in the carp ponds.
Yeah, except really, I would want to move and attack with them.
Yeah.
So
Oh
don't-
yeah, because you can't do so. All you do is,
that doesn't really add very much for me. Just movement.
well, you could move Shoning again.
Actually, I thought about that
Yeah.
because obviously he could start really making life more complicated for everybody around him.
Yeah, you could start unpacking those guys and
Mm-hmm.
getting ready for.
Yeah.
big
what was
push.
it? Initiative required, and he is a 4, so it's a 50-50 chance we could go ahead and do it. Is there anybody else where there's really any more value to it?
Well, the only other
obviously-
person would be like Winterfeld.
Winterfeld, or actually, I was thinking about these guys up here by the pond, the ones who got all effed up. Because they were in the woods.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be,
Well, you are
That would be a-
Frederick. You make the big decisions.
well, I mean, I kind of like this because it means being able to get guys into position better and faster and make up for my own screw up. So, and he's a 5, so let's just try that. We'll go with this guy.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he makes it.
Good.
All right, and that's a movement only. So in this case, that movement is just going to be to go into line. And I guess I'm going to do the same thing with this guy back here, even though it means he's going to be slow coming up, but that's life. And I'm going to just look at these two guys. Okay. And I'm just going to move this guy on top. Are they going to fit?
Let's see, what is your stacking in the woods? It says inline 12.
No, won't fit then.
Yeah. If you're in march column or attack column, it's 24.
Yeah. Right. No, that makes sense. Okay. Well, then we won't do that. Or we'll do that, but we'll do something else. Maybe we'll do that. Oh, wait a minute. Did I flip the units? No, that is correct. Okay. Let's see. So he moved 1, 2, and I'll go ahead and do that. He'll have to do a disorder check for that.
Turning in the woods or moving in the woods?
It's interesting because it's a little bit of subtlety.Moving into the woods isn't enough. Moving out of the woods isn't enough. It's moving through the woods that causes it.
Ah, okay.
So if you think about it, since I moved into a hex and then did something else, well, then that's moving through.
Right. Well, you move a 91, so there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So anyway, that's one of those things to just kind of remember. Like crossing a stream oftentimes requires a disorder check. And obviously, in that case, there's no subtlety to it. Did you cross the stream or not? But woods, actually, if you're only going one hex at a time, there is no disorder possibility. It's
Right.
only if you do more than just the one hex at a time that you have that chance. Um,
The guy above it, if you wanted to have him face the other direction, you could have faced him and then moved into that hex. So
yeah, and in fact, really, that's what I would want to do anyway.
that's what
So
I
he
figured.
turns, moves in there. So they're all done now. And do we have any? No. There's are there any wackadoo special markers for?
I thought you'd just use a finish marker on him, maybe. Wouldn't
Yeah,
that
that's what
be?
I would do. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. I guess
Yeah.
you could do that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it's somebody else's time to roll.
No, it's yours. You roll the special.
Gadzooks. All right, I'll do it again. This time with feeling.
Oh, finally the
Oh my
Austrians.
gosh,
get to
that's
go.
one for the bad guys. What are we gonna do?
All right.
And that's not enough to push us. We needed a more than a 10, right?
That's right. Yeah, it
Okay.
has to exceed 10.
Okay.
Hmm.
The walls are closing in.
Oh, where do am I gonna have the best? Not good anyway. Four. Or do I want to do weed? Tilted. I could do shit. All right. Let's take. One of my dead guys here.
Pick a dead guy.
One that has these units down here.
Okay.
So, okay, so I guess first, do I bring in the commander?
Yep.
So I pick one from
The stack of exciting
the
stuff.
good replacements. So,
Rinaldi. That sounds like a good Italian. Hey, he's got a good initiative. He's like a light cavalry leader, for goodness sake.
now I can
He's
put him on
better-
any of my stacks. Is that correct?
On any of the stacks for the command that he's
Right.
taking over. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I can put him there. So now is it disorder removal?
Yep.
All right, so that one gets automatic, right?
Yeah, and of course you'd roll to see if he's in command just like you would any other time. I mean, it may or may not matter. You may not even care.
Yeah.
But yeah, at this point it is just a normal activation.
All right, and now
So-
I will try and see if this guy gets rid of his disorder.
Okay, yeah.
And yes, he's
Looks
fine.
pretty likely.
And
Now,
I
has he
think
got
this
other
guy is the other one,
units? Oh, okay.
and I'll roll for him for disorder, and that should be enough, right?
Yep. It's only +5, so he should be in good shape.
He should not just be shaken.
So, and I think he just has 7 hits on him, right? Instead of, I think he was only down to like, you've got 8 hit markers on him. So.
yeah, he had 2 hits, didn't he?
I think he only had 2 increments left.
Oh, 2
right?
left?
Yeah. Because you did the increase button twice.
Yeah.
And so it went from 6, 7, 8.
Either that or just hit undo a couple of times until we're sure.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, undo.
See, that's what I thought.
Oh, okay.
He was at 2 before, so he had 6 increments left.
So why did it go up so much?
Because I was doing decrease.
Oh, okay.
Cycled around.
Right.
So now I'll decrease there. So it's now that.
There you go.
I'll put him back there. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So he's out of command, but able to move half speed. And is that it for that command? Everybody else already been?
Yeah, the other there was one more, but he, I believe, is dead.
I think he got vaporized. Yeah, south of the pond, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And let's see, watch.
What a 3-ring circus this is. I'm trying to figure out who's who.
Yeah.
Like that.
2. And let's go 3.
4, 5, 6.
No, I don't think I want to do any further than that.
Oh, yeah, you got trouble to your south, don't you? Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
All right. I think that does it then.
Okay. All right. Very nice.
All right.
All right.
Do I roll again?
Nope. Because it wasn't.
That was a normal one. Okay. All right.
So now it's my turn.
All right. Now it's you. Okay.
Oh, here we got a.
But where back we go. Back we go.
7. This is a
7 for the
special rally. For the
Oh,
Austrians, pick a command to perform a free disorder recovery phase rally phase. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that one.
I would have liked that one. Can we roll 7-0 next time?
All right, so let's see. Who am I best to do this with?
You're going to get the most bang out of your buck with Haddock's troops,
That's true.
right?
But
what's left of them, that is.
But I don't have a commander.
Oh, okay. So so they can't do anything. Do they need to make an initiative check to do the special rally?
No, but if you read the rule, it's units that are within the leader's command range.
Okay. Yeah, so that's not
right. Work. I think we actually ran into this once before.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be in command range of the leader.
Yep. I'm looking at it right now.
And if the leader is in his eternal reward, well then.
I guess I'm thinking, well, let's see. I'm thinking this guy here.
Yeah, because really, so many of your cavalry commands are flung all over the place that you couldn't get much benefit out of them. So, who else is in his command?
This is in his command. This is in his command.
Oh, okay, that's the wing leader with him. Okay, and his range is
Who are you activating?
2, 4, 5. Well, he was proposing this guy here, but unfortunately,
That's in his command too.
oh, okay, there you go.
Oh, so
That makes
it's Althol or whatever his name is.
yeah, Althan,
Althol.
Yeah.
Al
And
probably Alton because German.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean that would be getting one guy out of Shaken who's still in quite good shape, and potentially getting the other guy on the way down to the recovery.
right.
So
So
yeah, that might not be a bad one.
Let's go for that one. So, so we'll roll for this guy here,
Okay.
and that's not going to do it.
Okay.
And we'll roll for the routed one, and
Oh, that's really good.
Very okay.
They're super happy.
You'd have probably been okay if you just averaged those. 56
Is that an
twice
option?
would have probably. I don't think so. My daughter and I talk about that all the time when one of our
There you
blood
go.
sugars is high and the other's low. Is if we could just average them.
now I can face him any direction I want, right?
That's right. Any valid single hex formation and facing.
So yeah, let's go that way, I think. Since that seems to be where most of the problem seems to be coming from right at the moment. Okay.
Yeah,
All
this
right,
is
Eric.
the time that maybe you don't want to be up on a hill because you maybe can learn too much.
There you go. Here we go. Let's roll again. See what we get. Oh, this is one for you guys, and
That
be a
gonna
wing
be-
activation.
Is
right?
that going to be a wing for is 6 enough?
No, I think I
Oh,
ate
he's
it.
a 7 or something.
7.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another
'Cause
activation.
that's brown, right?
Should be.
Brown.
7.
Yeah, close.
All right. Let's. All right. So. Could be interesting. Shaken. Slope, it doesn't matter if it's up or down, does it?
Nope. It's all the same.
All the same. All right, so I don't have any cavalry left. That's not activated, so I can't do anything down there. So it's going to have to be an infantry thing. So I guess we'll go to Vide, who is also dead at the moment.
Yeah. And we don't know if he'd been. I don't think he'd been activated because he'd been doing mostly cavalry stuff, right?
I've been doing, yeah, no, I have not. That would be this guy.
It would be this force up here, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's find a replacement.
Top Ritzhoff.
All All right, so let's see if he can activate. I guess I'll put him on here. Well, nope, he did not activate. All right, disorder. So that disorder comes off automatically. All right. And let's see. That's a 6. I'm gonna activate. Oh, I could probably just do all these down here too. I'm gonna activate all this artillery here. So I did the disorder, so now it's firing, right?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, it really is Brown, because he was Irish.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm sorry. So what artillery did you end up deciding to activate?
this one, and this one.
Okay.
All right, so we'll start with this one here. Let's see, he's gonna fire at this square there. So he's 7.
Now you're all at a close enough range you actually could join together if you wanted to.
Is there a
That might
range
be
of
worth
3?
it because he's at 7, and that's only 14. So it's only 1-to-1. So maybe I can. How do the howitzer work? Is it anything different?
I don't. Well, there is some slight weirdness to a howitzer, but it's as far as its minimum hex range, it's the same. There's a little bit of weirdness about howitzers that they can like fire at half strength, firing over friendly units. I think that's the only special weirdness.
All right. Well, if I combine both the howitzer and that should end up being 2-to-1. That should be 20. So because I got 2 times 3, it'd be 6, and 2 times 7, which would be 14. So it'd be 20.
Yeah. Okay, so 2-to-1.
All right. Now one of those is in a. How does that work? One of them's in a.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It kind of. I don't know what the rules say for that.
As far as modifying it?
Yeah, I mean, my take on it is, well, if half of what's firing gets the benefit, then just cut it in half. So make it plus 3 instead.
So, and
except it's really going to be plus 8 because you're still
Right.
1 level above me.
Yeah, so 2-to-1 plus 8. So let's see. So that's
50?
2-to-1, whatever that is. 2-to-1.
That's
2-to-1
exactly what you
fire
needed for a
combat.
hit. Exactly what you needed.
And a morale check.
No. Oh, yeah, because it was an even roll.
Yeah, it's an even number, so morale check. I mean, he's got what minus 13, so I'm not really worried. But I could still roll badly enough that it doesn't matter what I do. Don't. forget
We
my
can all do
capabilities.
that every once in a while.
There you go.
Squares are times
Oh, yeah, and
3.
these guys aren't very good anyway. So yeah,
They're not our
minus
best and
minus
brightest.
minus 30. Yeah, but you know what? I am getting a little worried because I missed by 2 this time. You know, last
Right.
time I missed by 1, so that's a little disturbing.
Well, you know what they say. What do you
Do
call the fellow who finished last in his class at
they?
medical school? Call him
Doctor.
doctor. So
Yeah.
whether you miss the rule by 1 or 2, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You are
All right.
shaken but not stirred.
Right.
All right, so let's see what else we got here. So I got 2 guns in there, times 7. That'd be another 14. And I can combine with, all right, so what are these guys? These are Fusiliers, they're times 3. All right, okay, now that 18. So the Fusiliers from here can fire with these guns. Can I combine with that?
No.
it's
Infantry
two
and
separate.
infantry and artillery can only mix during defensive fire. Otherwise, they have to be completely separate. Multiple guns can fire together as long as they're in close enough range, which is what you just did. But infantry and artillery have to fire separately.
All right,
And that
so
does mean that a unit can be fired upon twice in a turn.
okay, now would the infantry from here, because I've got 2 increments of the thing, but I would also get 2 increments of the Fusiliers there shooting.
Right, but they would have to fire separately unless it was
Right, they have
defensive
to-
fire.
They'd have to fire separately, but can they combine with that?
The infantry can, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, so okay, so I get the artillery is going to be a 1-on-1 against that.
Okay.
That's probably good for a hit, right?
It is good for 1 hit.
Because that's actually plus 10 anyways.
Because it's
80.
at least a +5 because you're in the readout, and another
And plus 10.
Yeah.
So
all you
Yeah, but
needed was a
85 is still 1.
yeah.
okay. And that's no morale check there. Now I have the infantry. Let's see what I've got. So that's 2 times 2 would be 4 plus 12. 3 times 4, right? So it'd be 16. It'd be 1.5 to 1.
So you've got 4 firing out of the adjacent hex times
3.
3, so that's 12. Okay, yeah, and then you've got 2 firing at times 2 from up the hill, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's 16.
So 16, so 1.5 to 1, and
There's
that should just
no
be it.
pluses, right? Yeah,
Nope.
because it's only
Yeah,
artillery that gets.
Only artillery, I think that gets the.
Yeah.
Right. So 1.5 to 1. Do it.
Nada.
And then I have these are Fusiliers, so that's going to be 12 from here, firing on here, 1-to-1. 43. Nope.
Nope, that's nothing either.
Nope.
Okay.
But enough shooting.
And now we're to movement.
That's right.
Run away. Run away.
Run away. All right. So the one, this guy here is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Who's moving?
He was just moving these guys right here.
Yeah.
That's a different command. That's Stolberg's command.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I
Oh,
thought
so
that
it
was-
is.
Right, and this guy that fired, he's part of Stolberg's command too.
Tut, tut, tut.
So you'd only would have been fired with the 12 to whatever, but you didn't hit with the infantry fire anyway.
I was going to
so,
say the artillery was the only thing that hit,
Yeah.
so I don't think it matters.
All right.
Right. Okay. Yep. All that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that will be it.
Okay. All right. Flip him over. Alrighty. And whose role is
I think
it?
it's David's role.
Okay.
And that
And
makes
that's going to take us to the
turn.
end turn. So any exciting plans anybody had are going to have to be suspended. Okay. That's a Prussian move. Let's see. Who have we got here?
You've got the rest of the guys still coming down the trail.
Right.
And I
Bunch
think
of
everybody else has
guns.
moved, yeah.
And then who is that? Brandes.
Do you roll to see who goes? Or okay.
Sorry?
Never mind.
So that's Brandes. Is it? No.
This is
Oh my God.
Braunschweig.
But this is crazy because if you hover over that stack,
Yeah.
the unit under him is called the Brandes Fusiliers, but of course it's not Brandes Command. It's insane. They just keep reusing the same names over and over again. Make it stop.
Well,
Okay.
these regiments were raised by the different commanders, so
I
but they're
know, I
all
know, but it's really
higgledy-piggledy everywhere.
difficult.
Yeah.
All right, so it's Braunschweig, and he's not that whole. Oh, but there's a ton of artillery.
Yep.
All right, well then we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll just move Bevern up to here, just to get him out of the way. These guns are somewhat limited because what are there? Just two guns? So he's going to go 1, 1.5, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, he can only go 3 because he can go 4.
He can go 4. He's
I'm
got a
sorry,
movement of 4.
Yeah, okay. All right, so he's going to go. That's half, so we'll call that 1. That's 2. That's 3, and he's going to stop there because I think that's as far as the other guy's going to be able to go because he's going to go 1.5, so that's going to be 2, so that's going to be 3, so that's going to be 4. All right, and we'll just move all those guys this way, and then behind him are the infantry from that unit there. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And then these guys are all going to come down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll have the guns follow along because why not?
Because those guys want to just,
2, 3, 4. Sorry?
I said, I don't know that they're ever going to fire a shot at the rate things are going.
I don't think they will, based
Yeah.
upon the fact that we've only got an hour and 20 minutes left, right?
I think
Yeah.
they're 1 hex further south.
Yeah, they're.
No,
they're
I don't
the-
think so. There
they're the
was a
s-
gap.
Oh, there was.
There what?
Okay.
I don't know why there was a gap, but there was.
Oh, I didn't
Mind the
remember there
gap.
being a gap.
Yeah. So, so that'll be that. He will flip over, and Bevern was already flipped over. So that is that. Is it my roll then?
Yep.
Alrighty. That's one for the Austrians. Limited activation.
Limited activation.
You can go ahead and
We'll do this, guys, at the top here.
march the full length.
No.
Come on. Come on. Come on. You're just one rapid march away from
Yep.
total chaos.
Yep. Thank you.
The sergeants are standing there with leashes around the men's necks. It's like, come on, hold on, boys, hold on.
All right, that was your roll. So here's my roll. 51. So that's one for us, but I don't think we've got anything left, right? It's got to be in road order.
Well, you've got a bunch of commands. It still has
Right.
to
Oh,
cycle through there.
okay.
Right, yeah, we still end up having to go through all the commands. Although, to be honest, I think
That's a wing.
all of mine are done now.
Okay.
And that's a wing.
That's a wing. All right.
That's a wing. So if you want to, you could just activate a whole wing there in the detachment just to get it out of the way.
Right. Okay. So I will do that. Let's see here. I've got. Who are these yahoos? Let's see. We got Fouquet back here somewhere, I thought.
Yeah.
Yep, here he is. So, all we do is just flip people over, right? Because they can't actually move.
Yeah. I mean, they could shoot if they were,
Close enough, but they're
somewhere
not.
to shoot, but otherwise there's no movement. But they would still do, disorder recovery, and you
Okay.
do the whole turn. It's just that you can't move except on road.
Okay. All right. That's it for those boys.
I'll just go ahead and move the king down here since it no longer matters.
Okay. All right. It's your turn, David.
So it's
Roll.
+1 to you now, David.
Actually,
That's still another one for us. So, and I
isn't
think
it +2 to me now? 'Cause I'm 3 and you're only
No,
1 now, right?
no, it's +1 to me now. It's -2 for moving.
Wait a minute. I'm talking about command.
Yeah,
So you
it's-
move
So
the
if you
king.
move it. Oh, okay.
If-
So it's only he only reduced by 2. I thought, okay.
yeah. So it went from being +1 to being -1.
Right. Gotcha.
So +1 to you. I guess you got Hachamoy's.
Yep. I got some people over
So
here.
just take
So-
one of his commands and
Doo, 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 doo. Okay, Treshow, we'll go ahead and flip him.
there we go.
Okay.
And back to me, I guess.
Yep.
So
That's another one
just
for us. So
take another one.
I got Kalkruth.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
My turn. Here we go. Oh, we get something exciting again for the Austrians. Why I keep rolling special Austrian ones, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
It
That's-
is leader initiative. Pick
that's
one
leader initiative.
command for a free movement segment only. Initiative required.
The result is applicable once the end turn has been reached, but any movement is still subject to end turn limitations.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, it is still another activation, so you presumably could get some benefit out of it.
But you could only move what's in road order. Correct?
Yes, because this is just a free movement segment.
Right.
So yeah, so you're right. That would only help. Well, bring Peroni's guys up a little closer.
Yeah.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
I can make it all the way into here, man.
Hey now! I think we could just about reach you with our bayonets from there.
Let's see. Yeah.
So maybe there really isn't anything that makes any sense. I don't know. Because that's the only guy who could move. So
Yep.
I'd say just re-roll it, Aaron.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
I just moved and didn't move, so.
So now it's a 1-0. This is fate.
Uh-oh.
Roll
We don't
for
need
fate.
fate.
Fender of fate.
So
We
it
don't need
could be
fate.
any number of us, right? So we just
Uh,
roll to see who gets
yeah,
shot off
so
their
roll.
horse.
1d10.
So we rolled a 0. That's Schwerin.
Oh, that's not good.
Okay. Well, I mean, he did bite the dust at this battle.
I know, but we don't need him to.
Well, I know, but we're trying to
Okay,
be
all right.
historically accurate here. Let's roll.
All right. And
A
and so
5,
now
it's
you
no
roll
effect.
a 5.
It would have
What do you
had to
mean?
be a 0 to get him killed and a 1 to get him wounded.
What are you talking about? Hold on.
Down at the bottom it says fate. It's a 0 killed, 1 wounded, 5, 2 through 9, no effect.
Oh, I see. So you actually just skip.
Yeah, why
I'm
would you?
not. I don't know. I don't
So
know.
it's
I'm
not
just-
fire combat. It's not
Yeah,
fire
yeah,
combat.
no. I guess you're right. I wasn't thinking about through. When an 01 is rolled, yeah. If the leader is not, yeah, right. Once a potential victim is determined, roll a die on the fate line,
Yeah.
exactly like you said, to see what happens.
Roll
Okay.
for the fate result. Yep.
Okay,
All
so
right. Here, let
shwoo.
me roll again.
All right.
All right. This time it's a tie.
No, it's not because he's +1 to us now because I moved our king.
Oh.
So actually,
okay.
that's 1 for him now.
Okay.
All right. So. All right. Who's Okay. I'm going to just.
I mean, at this point, just go
Here.
north to south and be done with it, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
So okay. So I guess
Yep.
it's my roll now.
it is. Yeah.
All right.
That's another one for you then.
Okay. And let's see what we got next. Okay. Now
Would
we
be
can.
like Stolberg.
Now we can do that. Yep.
So what are we really rolling for?
So honestly, really, all we're doing now is seeing if there's any special results that
results.
pop up.
Oh, okay.
I mean, and
Or-
to be fair, under some
I-
circumstances, there's disorder recovery to do.
Right,
There's some other things to do, but practically speaking, you do reach a point where the people who haven't been activated for a reason because
Right.
there's nothing going on.
Right. But if they were adjacent, they could fire and do stuff.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So that's why you were doing it. Okay, it's up to you, Michael.
Oh, okay. Well, here I am, sticking a needle in my arm.
Right. So that's a tie
That's a
then, right?
tie.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah. Sorry, that one is okay. Trying again. All right, that's a
07.
7.
Special rally. Pick a command.
See, and that's the
for
other
Austrians.
thing, right?
Yeah.
Because these things can keep popping up.
You're supposed to be rolling that for us. You're supposed to roll that for us.
Hey,
Michael.
you're the one who keeps rolling this Austrian special results, brother.
That was your roll, Michael. That
I
was
know,
yours.
but you've been doing it too, okay?
Okay, I'm going to
Jeez.
blame it on the vassal module.
Okay, that's fair. You take a number.
Yep. I'm going to talk
Okay.
to Alan, have him fix it.
Important thing to bear in mind here is unless this one is different than every other one in the whole system, there's no limit to how many times you can apply it to the same command. as many times per turn as rolled for any given units. So if you wanted to put it right back on that same guy,
Yeah,
you
I
can.
think I will, because that's
Yeah, because you really didn't have a lot of good choices.
so. And so I'll roll for this shaken one down here. Okay, so it's a free, all right, so it's pick a command form with free disorder. Okay, so first I do disorder.
Yep,
So that would be this one. And
that's right.
And he's got a commander, so he's now just shaken, right?
That's right.
And I'm not going to use the.
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
All right. So now let's see if we can unshaken this guy. I will stay with the first one here, whatever.
All right.
That one. We'll see if we can unshaken him. Yeah, that should be enough because he's got the commander.
He's got the leader there, so I bet he would have to be pretty terrible not to be able to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So he is recovered. Nice. And
Yeah, and if you think about it, he was routed a minute ago.
yeah.
That was a very rapid recovery.
So, and this one here. So, boom. Oh yes, and he is.
All right. Well, that's certainly going to help you in your attempt to reconstruct things.
All right. I think that's it with that guy.
All right, so Michael, it's back to you to roll.
Radio then.
All right, that's one for us.
We got anybody left?
And who do I have? I mean, no, all of my I guess brigades have activated. I mean, I haven't flipped over some of the corps leaders, but
Yeah, the wing leaders don't count.
yeah,
They don't.
Yeah.
So I think you're good to go
yeah,
then.
so we're done. So it's over to
Okay.
The Austrians.
All right. So all the rest of these are going to be to you. We're just rolling at this point for special results and ties.
Right. So I guess first. So who's my next guy here? So we did SL. So guy is kind of he's a thing. All right, so I'm going to actually activate this artillery piece here, and I guess I'll activate Feuerstein
Steenstein.
right there. So let's fire. Is there any no disorders there? Okay, so let's fire the howitzers. They're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to fire here. It's at 6. The howitzers at 6 are times 3. There's 2 of them, so that's 6. 1 to 2.
Yeah.
And that's a special result.
Artillery 08, ammo low. Have the fire strength and reroll. So then
There's also a leader loss check on that. So you need to roll the leader loss check because it's possible that it could affect somebody not in that hex. If there's anybody even.
So who is it affecting? Is it affecting? Oh, because it's 08, it affects the Austrian player?
No.
Why not?
No,
it's on the Austrian side of the table, right?
Right, but it's fire combat,
Right.
and there's a star. And
Right.
The star tells you that you need to go consult the leader loss table.
Okay. So it's affecting
And-
a Prussian leader.
Right.
Okay.
However, depending on what he rolls, it might not apply.
Right.
Okay.
So I roll 1 die for that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We got a
Lucky
lucky
So
shot.
see, that's the worst one. Well, that's not the worst one, but that's the one where it really matters, right? Because it's randomly pick any enemy leader in range and line of sight of the firing units. So we need to figure out everybody he could have hit who is within range
And line of sight.
and line of sight,
Right.
and then randomly select amongst those, and then see if he's killed or whatever.
So the howitzer has a range of 14, right? So these guys are safe. So it's going to be range of 14. Let's go ahead and draw a line out, right? So
Okay.
So this guy is in range. This guy is in range. Everybody else is out of range.
Or out of
not
line
in
of
line
sight.
of sight. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's 50-50. So just just let's make it 0 through 4 for this guy and 5 through 9 for this guy.
Okay.
Just roll a single die.
A 6.
Right. So it's the lower one.
Right.
And now we roll a single die. 0 through 3 is killed. 4 through 7 wounded. 8 or 9 no effect.
He's wounded then.
Okay.
Wounded. So what does wounded mean?
So we
Got
do a
2
single die roll, halved and rounded, says how many turns he's out.
Okay.
4, which is the rest of the game.
How exciting.
However, he doesn't count as dead.
Well, that's good. So we would then put him what on the turn track?
Yeah, you'd put him on the term track 4 turns away, or whatever, 120.
Right.
And then obviously you'd need a replacement for him for the next turn.
Okay. So should I get that now? So we
No,
can-
it's the next time that unit activates.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as if he was killed. It's just that.
Right.
Actually, wouldn't it be on that turn because we're at the 11:40? So one, two, three.
Yeah, I'd have to read exactly what it says. I'll take a look while you guys carry on.
Okay.
Because you still have to have and roll.
Right. So have and roll now, which is probably going to be. And now we get a 1-0.
So that is
Rapid fire.
rapid fire.
Reroll 2 times.
Wait a minute. Did you get a special on a special?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Well,
that's not a special anyway. That's a 10.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay.
0 through 9 are specials. 10 is just a really crappy roll.
Okay.
And you
Really
can't get a
crappy
special
roll.
result on a special result anyway.
All right.
All right.
So now you move on to the next chaps who are firing.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So now, who am I gonna shoot at? All right.
So many targets.
So many targets. Let's we'll do let's see if we can whittle down one of these guys a little bit. So we'll do this guy again.
Okay.
All right, what do we got here? We got a 12 pounder and a 6
4, 5,
pounder.
6, 7, 8. Range of 8. Let's see.
12 pounder at 8 is ×4, and the 6 at 8 is ×3.
Times 3. So you've got 6 plus 8. It's going to be 14. 14 to 10. It's 1 to 1. And you've got
Plus
probably
10.
plus 10. Yeah.
All right, so
So that's going to be a 95 at 1 to 1. That's going to be a hit. And it was this chap here, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So he's taking another hit. Okay, cool.
And it shouldn't be a morale check. And
No.
so that flips this guy, and those artillery are finished. All right. Oh, I put the wrong kind of finished on the other artillery there, but that's
Oh
okay.
no!
We know what that means.
Does that
I
mean they're
guess-
changing sides?
Yeah, I guess so. They're turning them around. All right, so who's roll now?
I think that was my roll, so now it's all up to yours.
Okay, so thing special. So let's go down to the next guy. That's Campobelli or whatever. Campitelli.
Capitelli.
All right, Michael.
Alrighty.
That's another one for the Austrians.
Yeah, it is.
So now you've got what this guy, what's his name? Prasak.
Where's he at?
He's right here by the
Oh,
readout.
right there. Okay. Yeah.
All right, my turn. Here we go. Another special exciting thing for the Austrians. Another special rally.
Jeepers!
I know.
I have to talk to you about this stuff here,
I
pal.
tell you.
All right.
I
Well,
keep
special
asking for
rally.
8-0 or 7-0. It's coming up the other way around.
All right. So first is disorder, and then okay. So I am going to do. What's this guy's name? Yeah, Spada.
Spada.
So he's got this routed guy here.
Yeah, but
he's in 5.
Yeah, because Spada moved.
Oh, because you moved him. That's
Yeah.
right. Yep. Okay. Yep.
And this guy here. So let's start with the routed guy. Let's see. Boom. Oh. All right.
He's feeling better.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oops. All right, and now for the shaken guy. Oh, yes.
There we go. David has luck on his side here.
Indeed. Well,
I think he has edited the
the die rolling.
yeah, he's got a little
Yeah.
switch. He flipped a switch somewhere.
If so, he figured out how to do so recently. Because I promise you, I've seen him not do it in the past.
Oh, at the beginning of this game, I was not doing so hot in the
Yeah.
too.
All right, let me roll again, see what we can come up with. All right, it's another Austrian gets to flip over. I think we're down here with these guys that are the
I
commanders
think
of the
so.
Grenadiers
And while
here.
I'm doing them, I will do the 12-pounders there. 1, 12. We'll shoot at this guy here. And so it's 12 range, they're times 4, so it's 8 to 10. And it's plus 1, 2, 3, plus 15.
Okay.
So, all right, so
It's gonna be a
78.
At 1 to 2, did you say, or 1 to 1?
1 to 1.5, right?
Yeah, so that's a
8 to
miss.
12.
Yeah.
One point.
All right,
What is it?
what's the next shooting?
And that's it. Because it doesn't. The other one doesn't have a range on anything. It's only a 3-pounder.
Oh,
I don't think it has range on much. Yeah, it's only got a 4 hex range.
Oh, they're just there to add a little oomph.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay, and we got. So
Actually,
go ahead and roll, David. Or is
Yeah.
that it? Or are we
Uh,
done? He was the last guy.
I think he might have been the last guy.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, because we're all done.
oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I think you're right. I think we may be it.
And I wasn't paying attention when I moved my Spada officer because I would have been in 1 hex difference and still had everybody in command, and this guy wasn't. I would have been able to do him.
Oh, best
Curses.
laid plans.
Curse it.
Yeah. So, all right then. So then, what else? We need to
We need to rally, right?
rally. So
Rally the troops.
I'll go ahead and roll, and let's see. That means the Austrians go first. So shaken units first, and then routed units, and I don't know, north to south or whatever method makes sense, so we don't miss anybody.
Go. Oh, okay.
I don't think we have anybody up in the north from the looks of it.
I've got 1 shaken unit up north.
No,
So
I mean, but
Grenadier.
the Austrians are going, right?
Oh no, I think the Austrians are.
I think their only issue is stuff down in the
Yeah,
south.
I think
yeah.
you're right. It's just cavalry down
Yep.
south.
Yep. So let's see where my first shaken one is. I guess this shaken one over here.
All right.
So 63. He's half dead.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be plus 25, so he needs to be better than a 38. So yeah, he is unshaken, still disordered.
All right. Let's see where we got it. That's a disorder. I don't think I have any.
You've got another shaking
more.
guy here, right?
Yep. I'm looking above that. I was trying to see if I had any further north. Nope, didn't appear. Okay, shaking here. We'll roll for him. Oh,
He's very happy.
That. All right. Now, which ones are mine?
These
Yeah, I
guys are
know. It's
yours,
actually hard to
these guys
say.
are yours. Yeah, so this guy is yours, and this guy is yours, and then routed. Yeah, so
All right. So we'll go with this one here. Let's see. And he is still shaken. And we'll go for this guy here. And he is just disordered.
Disordered only.
merely.
Merely disordered. Okay.
All right. Is that all the shakens?
I think that's all the shakens.
Okay.
So now I have this routed guy here.
Right.
See. Oh, and
Rather convincing.
See, I tell you, he's got the dice fixed.
Mm-hmm.
that fixes it.
The fix
All right,
is in.
let's see
indeed.
which way is he facing. Yeah, that's good. Let's see, where do I want to face? Let's face that way. Yeah, that's good. All right.
Okay.
Now we get down to all my routed light cavalry guy. So
you've got 4 down there that I can see.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with this guy over here. 47. That's probably not enough since he's half dead. And
Yeah, plus 25. He's not a 22, I don't believe. So he's almost certain to be continuing his tour to the west.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
Does he move his full movement or just 6?
No, just 6.
It's always just 6. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see what this guy here. 59. And he's
So
half
he's plus
dead.
25. So if he's 34 or better, yeah, that's good enough.
I don't know if I might rather. Well, he's only a 1. All right.
I'm sure all the widows really appreciate that they decided to rally. Excuse me, all the incipient widows.
All right. This one here.
That's plus 15 on that one.
Oh,
Unless he's a 22, though.
I sincerely doubt that. They're
Nope.
all
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't lose an increment, but he goes running.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this guy here.
Plus 15.
And no.
Oh, he may very well lose an increment. He does.
So increase 2, 6. All right.
Okay, is that it?
I think for me.
Okay. I don't know as much.
All right. Well, I have a whole
chaos.
boatload of stuff to roll for. So,
Right.
do you have? Why don't you do the one that's
I'll
up
just roll.
top with you? Yeah.
I got. Oh, you're right. Actually, I've got several to worry about
Yeah.
here. So I've got this grenadier up here in the far north, who's shaken for really no good reason. Well, he used to be shaken.
You should be feeling better. I got better.
Oh, feeling much better. Now this guy is plus 10 for shaken, and I think it's another plus 10 for enemy zone of control. I'm looking for
Morale check.
it's type I, and yeah, Ezok. So it's plus 20 minus 5, so plus 15 altogether. Yeah, that ain't gonna do it. Because I don't think. Well, I
Well,
don't think he's.
Kleistad's
Oh no,
fine.
he is a 23.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he needed. Good lord. I'm cutting this a little bit finer than my.
Well, at least you were on this side of the
Yeah.
correct die roll.
Exactly. All right, that's going to be it for my shaken people. I can either roll for my routed and then hand it over to you.
Yeah, go ahead and take care of the routed while you're in the neighborhood.
Okay. So the top unit is plus 25 because he's half dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that's now. I'll change that to fully dead. Oh no, he's not dead yet. He just keeps running. So I will pick him up and move him 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this guy is just going to be plus 15. And I think he is kind of lousy. Yeah. So he needs to continue routing also. There we go. And
How do we handle this? Because they're not supposed to end up on the same square, right?
yeah, and yet that's the only place they can go.
Well, couldn't you just? I mean, do they have to move all 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I guess he'd be on top of each other.
I'm trying to figure this out. This is actually something that's always bothered me a little bit because excuse me. It's something that confuses me about, if a unit retreats through you and you have to do a morale check, if you route, you might end up routing through him causing him to route some more. He might have to route through you, and so on and so on. It doesn't make any sense to me. This is one of those rare occasions that it really feels that way, because literally there's only one place to run.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, 1, 2, 3, 4. I hit him 5. That makes him route. So he does that. So he routes. It doesn't make any sense. I'm not sure
So
exactly.
why wouldn't you just move 3 and stop right there?
Well, because you're
you have
supposed
to move 4.
Because you're supposed to move 4. So I don't know what the right answer is. It feels reasonable to me that one of them ends up just 1 hex farther away.
And that feels reasonable to me too.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're routing as it is anyways, and they're
they're routing and they're kind of spread out, but some guys are faster than other guys, and that's that. So I think that's the way I'm going to call it. So that should be it for me. I think everybody else I got is okay. So we'll move down to you and your shakens.
All right.
Starting
You
there.
only have 5 million to roll for.
Yeah, there are a few.
All right. Yep. So we'll start with that chap there. Let's see what we get. A 48.
Plus 15. So is he 33 or better? Probably is.
Probably
yeah.
better, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
22.
So he is just disordered now, but
Okay.
be careful not to accidentally change his number of step losses,
All right.
as David has learned.
Okay. So he's merely disordered. All right. Then we'll go to this chap over
Plus
here.
20 for him for half dead. No problem.
He
The half
is
dead.
very dedicated.
Doesn't count.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead yet. Yeah. Plus
All
10 here for this one.
Okay.
All good.
All right. They're happy.
Alrighty.
All right. We got this chap over here then, I guess.
Yeah, probably so.
Here
Plus
we go. At
10.
29. I don't
Don't
think
think
he's going to do
so.
it. Let's take
Unless
a look.
he's real good. Nope, not good
Nope.
enough.
Okay, so he just stays shaken.
Stays shaken. That's right.
Okay, cool. All right. This chap here.
That's going to be plus 20.
Yeah, he's going to stay shaken as well.
That's right.
All
Yeah.
right, this chap here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's happy.
No problem. Okay. Plus 20 on this next one.
Here we go. Another
All
85.
right. Back at it. Okay. Now, do you have
Some of his
anybody?
I
light-
do have some
Yep.
further
Oh, yeah.
down. Yeah, I got this chap here who's shaken.
Okay. All right.
Heavy
Yeah.
cavalry down there. Up, he's going to stay shaken.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he is.
He is. He's a real bum.
Right.
All right, I got this guy
Yeah.
here.
So much for coming down and helping us out.
I know.
Plus
04,
15.
What does that do?
There is no special
there's
result
no
on a
special
rally.
result. Okay,
So just no
they're still
success.
shaken and disordered. Okay,
Right.
and these guys here,
Yep.
77.
All right. That takes care of that. How did they get shaken and disordered?
They
Was it from pursuing?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right, so
Alright,
let me
so
fix this one.
Just disordered now.
Merely disordered.
All right.
All right, and anybody
Is that-
else? Those guys
is
are
that
disordered.
It.
Okay, so then I got routed people. So let's go ahead and deal with the routed guys that are here. 65. They're going to get better.
You roll for them individually.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
So
so-
the
so
top unit.
Top one is okay. So
It's
now we
going to
roll for the
be-
bottom one.
What is he? Oh, he goes to shaken and disordered.
That's right.
Eventually I'll get there. All right. There
Yeah.
we go.
You just keep
Alright.
clicking it.
And then for the bottom guy.
Yep.
Oh, he's
Oh,
same
yeah.
thing.
So,
So do
so
they
you can just-
stack together?
yep, you can just stack them together in that case.
Okay.
The
All right. And then I can face them anywhere I want, right?
any single hex facing in formation.
Okay. All right. So then we'll turn them that way.
All right.
Cool.
Moving back up.
Oh yeah. No, I got a guy out here in the backfield who's routed.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So let's go ahead and roll for him. 0-7. That's going to be a failure.
He's going to lose an increment. That may be
He's
the end
probably
of it.
dead. Yeah. Let's flip him over. I think he's only got. Yep. He's
Yep.
toast.
That's it for him. Sayonara.
Right.
Fade
So
to
let's
black.
add him to the pile of the dead people.
I see dead people.
All right, so he's gone. All right, then I got a routed chap over here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's roll for him. 77.
Yep. That's going to be good enough.
Yep. So let's go ahead and do this, and then we will turn him that way.
Makes sense.
All right, and then we got this chap here. Let's roll for him a 55.
That's going to be enough for a 21 for sure.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and flip him back, and
Yep.
all right.
There you go.
Good.
Well, that was a lot of die rolling, so of course you weren't going to get them all, but you did reasonably well.
Yep. Not too bad.
Is that it?
I believe so.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So that's end turn. So I guess I'll click the end turn button.
And we advance to the 12 o'clock hour, right? The 12
We
o'clock.
advance to the 12 o'clock hour. That's right. And we move that back up to 0. And we can either do it now or we can start next week's session with the counting of the dead and the routed because it's time for an army morale check. And
Yeah.
I'm sure both of us are well into needing to roll.
Well, probably what we can do is, if we have some time between now and next week, we can kind of tune
Yeah.
in and do the counting
Yep.
off screen,
Yep.
and then we can roll for whatever the results are. So
Yep. Totally agree. That is all good with me. And so congratulations, everyone. We made it to noon.
Ta-da.
ta-da, indeed.
Yeah, well done. So, yeah, once you get past the kamikaze cavalry, it goes a lot faster.
Yeah.
And it will be very interesting to see how much damage you guys have done to each other.
Oh,
And
it's been
what that-
pretty brutal. I mean, just looking
Oh.
at what's in the dead pile, we've got a bunch of leaders that are dead.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of cavalry that's dead. And then stuff that's routed, does that count? Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, and remember, actually, every increment loss counts.
Right.
Right. So even a unit that's, only got 2 increments missing but is not routed, well, those 2 count. So yeah, that's why it takes a little bit of time to put it all
Right.
together. But yeah, you're quite right. Based on the number of just dead, gone, totally vaporized units, yeah, we're going to be adding up some numbers here in a hurry.
All right. Well, very
So,
good.
all right. Well, gentlemen, I hope you have a happy